Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, Pacific Northwest Weather Watch. Today is September 6th, and right now we're looking at the mid-level water vapor loop. You can see we've got this ridge of high pressure across the Pacific Northwest, this anticyclonic low, but embedded in that is this little bit of a subtle feature here, and that's going to kick off some thunderstorms potentially as we go through tonight and on in through tomorrow morning. We're going to take a look at that example here in a moment. I'll show you what this is prog to do. And then we've got this trough out here that's eventually going to make its way across the Gulf of Alaska and towards the Pacific Northwest, and this is really going to cool us down from where we have been the last couple days and where we're going to be today. Some very warm temperatures out there again today, and then we're going to start the gradual cool down here as we go on in through the weekend and on in towards next week. So let's dive into things. You can see as we start the morning out, there is some smoke out there. You probably noticed it if you're out and about already this morning across a lot of the region there. A lot of this will mix out as we go through the day today, but some of this is going to be at the surface. And if we scroll through yesterday, you can see those fires across Oregon, producing that smoke. And you probably saw the smoke aloft yesterday, the nice bright red sunset that we had last night for many locations. And you can see some of these fires across Oregon as the sun set. Look at the hot spot there on the GOES 18 satellite imagery, pretty impressive there. And then you can see the sun just starting to rise as I'm doing the video this morning. So taking a look here, I clicked on this weather station here near SeaTac Airport, and if we go a little bit further, and you can see just how warm yesterday was, 89 degrees at this station. SeaTac hit 90 degrees yesterday, a rare 90-degree September day, the record high for the day. But you can see that we have warmed up considerably over the last few days. We're going to be very warm again today. The smoke might knock down a little bit of the temperatures here, but again, one more very warm day and then the gradual cool down. But if you want one of these weather stations, I highly recommend it. You can see you can click on this and you can graph out all this information here. Click on that link down below if you want to get one of these stations. Very fun to have one of these attached to your place of residence. So taking a look at the thunderstorm outlook, look at this for today. This is mainly for this afternoon, and as we go on in through tomorrow morning, you can see it does include some of western Washington and western Oregon for that thunderstorm activity, and also the isolated dry potential here across Oregon as we go through the day today. And then again, for tomorrow, there is that isolated dry thunderstorm potential. It's a little bit far to the west. I'm not seeing a lot of precipitation chances across some of the lower terrain. You can't rule it out, and some of that activity may be coming across western Oregon a bit here. But again, this is probably mainly for the Cascades. This might just be offset in the graphic. Now taking a look at SeaTac. Yesterday, 90 degrees, the all-time daily record high, again, set just yesterday here, so 2024. Today's record is set back in 2014. It was 90 degrees as well. We're going to have a tough time getting there, but we might be in the upper 80s yet again. Outside chance of touching that record high temperature. And take a look here. You can see the Seattle Weather Forecast Office here. I believe this is what we're looking at. Yes, it is. And you can see 89 degrees. That is the all-time daily record high there as well. Check it out. Look at Hoquiam, 89 degrees, record high temperature. Olympia, 95 degrees, the all-time daily record temperature. Quileute, 96, the all-time daily record temperature. 96 degrees right there towards the Washington coast. Very impressive. So yeah, we had a lot of records out there yesterday and probably somewhere down Oregon. I'll check that here over the next few days as well. But lightning flash density potential, I just want to kind of show you the European does show it here as we go through this afternoon. You can see it coming up here. And then as we go on into tomorrow yet again, and the European doesn't pick up some of this activity that may be drifting off to the north and west here with this upper level low. We'll look at that here in the high resolution rapid refresh in a moment. But this is Sunday, one more day here. And then we start to kick that system off to the east and we start to wait for our trough's arrival as we go through next week. So looking at the high resolution rapid refresh, this is the 12Z run. It goes out 40 hours and it shows the potential for that thunderstorm activity as we go through this evening here. And then we go on in through early tomorrow morning. You can see some of this starting to emerge across northwest Oregon into southwest Washington. Would not be surprised to see some of these showers have some lightning potential with them. But again, some of this will be occurring across the Cascades, potentially eastern Oregon and Washington, and those could have fire start potential with them as well. Now taking a look at the composite reflectivity on the North American high resolution model here, and it shows something similar. You can see some showers coming up as we go through this evening, even across the coastal range there of Oregon, and then you kind of see that little bit of a negative tilt here as they start to move off to the north and west as we go through Saturday morning. Cannot rule out a lightning strike with some of these showers here, and we'll be watching that. We'll go over that again tomorrow morning as well. And then as we go on in through Saturday night and on into Sunday, you can see the system pushing off to the east. Blue Mountains maybe as we go through the next couple of days could be getting some thunderstorms as well. So taking a look at the European, this is last night's run, 500 millibars. Here's the ridge that's been giving us our nice warm weather, a little subtle feature embedded in there, kind of hanging with us for the next couple of days. And we get the short wave that moves off to the north across British Columbia here. And this thermal trough is going to shift off to the east. I'm scrolled back here towards Sunday. And as we go through Sunday, it's going to shift off to the east of the Cascades and start to allow for some of that onshore flow. And we got Mother Nature's air conditioning right off the coastline here. That marine push will be coming in there. Kind of a gradual one, but nonetheless, we will be dropping those temperatures down. And then you can see as we go on into about Tuesday night and into Wednesday, we start to bring this system here. It doesn't look exceptionally wet, but it is a definite cool down from what we are experiencing now, and it's really going to kick the onshore winds going as we go on into next week. So looking at that thermal trough again, I've been talking about this for the last couple of days, and you can see the thermal trough right here centered across western Washington and Oregon as we go through the day today. And that's going to be right overhead as we go on into tomorrow afternoon, but you can kind of see it start to emerge out as we go through Saturday night and then Sunday, which is when we'll start to kick some of that onshore flow on as we go on in towards next week. Then you can see the next system arrive, a very weak surface low kind of showing up there, but again, it will definitely be cooling us down. And if we take a look at 925 millibar winds, it's about 2,500 feet off the surface. You can see the offshore flow still continuing today through the gorge out of the east across the Cascades as well. And then you can see it's Saturday, still that offshore flow across the Cascades for Saturday morning. Then we start to reverse that wind flow. You can see it start to move out of the west through the gorge back into eastern Washington and Oregon. It's going to take longer to cool things down though east of the mountains over the next few days, and much quicker west of the Cascades. So taking a look at the national blend of models, this is Seattle today, 89. Look at some of Portland, mid and upper 90s out there. Eastern Washington, very warm today. Southwest BC showing some 90s all the way up into the Fraser River Valley. But the cool down has already started along the coastal areas here. You're not going to be in the 90s again for Quileute today, but still pretty warm for some areas, especially right away from the immediate coastline. And then tomorrow, you can see the gradual cool down starting. There's Sunday, we start to kick that onshore flow on. Still pretty warm across the Willamette Valley, though, some mid and upper 80s showing up. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. By the time we get towards Wednesday, the entire Pacific Northwest is going to be cooling off quite dramatically, and that looks cool. Very nice. Here's where the mossbacks are going to be cheering. If you're watching this, you're probably breathing a sigh of relief to get this heat out of here and hopefully clear some of the smoke out of a lot of the population centers. But then we go on into next week, and you can see no warm up again in sight as we go on into mid-September. Taking a look at the surface smoke here, you can see there is some surface smoke out there, especially across the Willamette Valley here, some of the Washington Cascades, east slopes of the Cascades of Oregon. And this is bobbing and weaving around. You can kind of pick your location and see if you're going to be smelling surface smoke today. And this is kind of the vertically integrated smoke, just kind of through all the columns of the atmosphere here. And you can see it is quite smoky out there. But again, we'll see how that goes. Not much you can do about that except wait for the onshore flow to return here. I updated that. Let's see what it shows as we go on through the day today. You can see some of that pushing out there last minute. So yeah. Anyway, you're probably going to get a nice crazy sunset, but I don't know how much you're going to be able to see the sun for some locations as it does set. It's probably going to get obscured by the smoke pretty quickly. So taking a look at a little bit at the extended forecast here one more time. As we usually do in these videos, you can see that ridge pushing off, that short wave move through, thermal trough will move off, and then this next system comes out. And I debated even showing what was coming in the extended because it is just so wacky, and the models are building ridges, and some of them have troughs, and they're going flip-flopping back and forth from model run to model run. So we might just wait for tomorrow to do so. But I want to show you that system that's coming in here as we go through next week. And you can see it is not that wet, but it does have some precipitation with it. The main story with that is going to be the cool down that it brings as we start to make our transition into fall and go through mid-September. And this is Seattle-Tacoma. You can see the gradual cool down as we go on through the mid portion of the month. Again, upper 80s today, so one more very warm day. Look at Portland, 98 on the National Blend of Models, and then that gradual cool down. Tillamook, you can see the cool down's already started on the Oregon coast. This is Tri-Cities, the cool down much more gradual east of the mountains, but then you can see some very seasonable and nice temperatures coming as we go through the mid portion of the week. Astoria, the cool down has started already. 6 to 10 day, look at this near normal across a lot of the Pacific Northwest, little blurb below there across Oregon. Through the mid portion of the month, above average signal for precipitation showing up. We'll see how that goes. We'll break it down day by day. Something similar in the 8 to 14 day, and kind of a broad brush for the Pacific Northwest and precipitation chances. I also wanted to show this, the U.S. Drought Monitor. This has been updated here as of September 3rd, and you can still see we have some moderate, severe, and extreme drought across portions of Washington. Not too bad though. I mean, drought is just kind of a normal process of the climate, so this is nothing to get too up in arms about, really. But there is some moderate drought across Oregon. Hopefully, we can start getting these mid-latitude cyclones in here to help out with this as we go through the fall. But anyway, I should have another La Nina slash ENSO update as we go on in through the next 7 to 10 days as well. We'll take a look at the latest on La Nina. But anyway, I might go out and take one more look at the dust devils here today. I'm a little concerned about the smoke out there, but that burn scar area off of I-90 is too much to resist. I got to try one more time. Maybe we can add some video to my best of dust devil video that I have been working on. But anyway, I digress. I'll just go ahead and head out there here. I hope you guys are having a good day. Otherwise, click like and subscribe. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys then.